What is up, guys? My name is Wumbo, and welcome back to the Game Chat. I was reading an article the other day, looking over gaming news as I always do, about how the Nintendo Switch is actually going to be using a USB-C header instead of a USB-A header, and I came to the realization I've never talked about my opinions of the Nintendo Switch on this channel before, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So get ready. These are my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Now, my history with Nintendo really started out, first off, with a Game Boy, basically just playing, I'm trying to think, Pac-Man, I remember playing a lot, obviously Mario, huge into that, Kirby and the, what was that called, something mirror, something to do with mirrors. If anyone remembers that game is my life, that is my childhood, so leave a comment if you remember that one. But anyway, start off with the Game Boy, right? That was my first Nintendo console, if you will. And after that, I got the GameCube. The GameCube was incredible. You know, think about Super Smash Bros. Melee, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Party, a ton of other games. I think I played my first Need for Speed game on the GameCube, a bunch of Kirby games on GameCube. GameCube was awesome, right? And the cool thing about Nintendo, and historically speaking, Nintendo has really been able to find sort of a very specific market with their consoles. They have this sort of niche where they obviously have these licenses, like they have Mario and these other specific game franchises, and that's basically what they stick to. They don't try to bring in too much extra. They don't try to really compete with the Xbox or PlayStation. They kind of do their own thing, and in a lot of ways that makes them successful, and in other ways that gives them it puts more stress on them that they have to deliver in unique ways when they make new consoles. So ahead of the Switch launch, we were hearing things about how, you know, the console was going to be underpowered. At that time, we had no idea this thing was going to be like a portable device that you could, share controllers with friends and stuff. We didn't know anything about that, but what we did know is that this thing is going to be underpowered. And my initial thoughts on that were, maybe you don't need that much power anyway to run Mario. I mean, it's not that graphically demanding, but, maybe that is concerning. Maybe Nintendo is so stuck in this niche of Mario games that they aren't willing to create hardware and advanced graphical capabilities to keep up with the Xbox and the PlayStation. So I was initially concerned that, that's something that Nintendo needed to work on, that they weren't pursuing graphical enhancement in the ways that Xbox and PlayStation were. So, when the Nintendo Switch was announced, I had mixed feelings. So, first off, I think the concept is incredibly cool. The fact that you could have this console where, obviously, you could be using a normal game controller. I don't really see myself using the tablet itself as the controller while I'm using the TV. I would definitely get that Wii Pro controller, whatever it's called, just a dedicated controller. But anyway, I just think it's a cool concept in general of having a device that you can play on your TV seamlessly, and then you can pick it up and take it on the go. And not only can you use it as like a DS, basically, I guess it looks more similar like a PlayStation Vita, but you can also take those controllers off and you could play, at a distance. You could use them as a controller to play on that little screen, or you can even split the controller up and play with two people on that screen. Now that sounds incredibly cool to me, specifically that split screen aspect. Split screen is really an area that Microsoft and Sony have sort of failed to address, and also with PCs in general, Steam. I find it very difficult to find split screen games, and those are some of the best gaming experiences, especially when I was younger. The best times I ever had gaming were playing split screen games like Melee or Double Dash. And so I really like that Nintendo is sort of continuing to fit that niche. But the question was for me, is this concept something that actually could turn into a product that works? Because a lot of times, we can come up with these cool concept designs for a console that, if the technology was there, would be really cool. But all too often, this is the kind of thing that, maybe things like battery issues or the resolution on the screen or the way the controller works, those little kind of details are what brings these concepts down. And so I was skeptical when this first was announced. When you see those concept videos, especially that first trailer they had for the Switch, obviously that's not, the exact kind of experience we're going to get. It's sort of a mileage may vary kind of thing. So I really took that with a grain of salt. I like the concept of it, but I was really still skeptical about what it's actually able to do. Since then, I've sort of evolved a little bit more towards respecting this console as a really great competitor. But I don't know. I still have that bit of skepticism in me. Let me know what you guys think about the Switch, if you think that this thing is all that it's supposed to be. And I'm going to probably remain skeptical until it comes out, but I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I actually think it's a really awesome concept, and if it was executed well, I think it'd be awesome, and it'd be really cool. Now, given that, what it comes down to for me is whether the price is going to justify this kind of console, because obviously for Xbox and PlayStation, really most of your experience, you can play single-player games, but I think for a lot of people, the experience revolves around online play, and that's a really big deal. And Nintendo does things a little bit differently. They kind of go for a different game experience where it's a little more towards, you do have online play for some games, but more so it's focused on solo play and also split screen. And that's pretty cool. I like that idea, but a lot of times, especially with the Wii U, I couldn't find myself justifying paying the price for what felt like a limited number of games for me. I would have loved to play the new Super Smash Bros. I've never played it before. I really wish I could, but I never got a Wii U. And the reason I never got one was because I could not justify buying that console, given that I would only be interested in playing only a handful of games. The difference between that and an Xbox and a PlayStation is that with the Xbox and PlayStation, there are a crazy amount of games, and basically every AAA title that comes out is going to be coming out for those consoles, so you don't have to worry about having a lack of games to play. For these Nintendo games, for these Nintendo consoles, it really is, the success of the console is determined based on the actual games that come with it. So, given that, if the Nintendo Switch is at a reasonable price, and I'm not even sure what I would consider a reasonable price yet. I'd have to see, first off, how well this thing actually performs, not just through a trailer, but an actual review. So if it's at a reasonable price, and the games they're offering with it at launch are numerous enough to actually warrant me wanting to play those games, I might pick up the Nintendo Switch. So anyway, I guess in total, I'm excited for the Nintendo Switch. I'm excited to see what it has to offer. Obviously, like I said, I'm skeptical about it, but I'm also excited to see if it pans out, and I'm really rooting for it to be everything that it is hyped up to be. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment. I would really appreciate it. And also make sure to subscribe if you enjoy what we do here at The Game Chat. My name is Wumbo. I'll see you next time.